COVID-19 is a disease which has been thoroughly researched since its global pandemic status, which it reached in early 2020. Much is known about the respiratory impacts of this illness, but not much is known about any psychological impacts. However, we can take inspiration from studies done on similar diseases that have happened in the past, such as the 2003 SARS outbreak or the MERS outbreak. And we can look at what was found psychologically within the patients who suffered from these diseases to sort of lay a groundwork for what we might expect to find within COVID. We can look at how these previous illnesses, and these previous illnesses do share similarity in pathology and structure to SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus which causes the disease COVID-19. For example, the SARS outbreak in 2003 was SARS-CoV-1. So very similar. We can see how these affect the brain in numerous ways, such as listed here, with blood clotting, hypoxia, like hypoxic encephalopathy, and in rare cases, cytokine storms. This data can then be extrapolated and used to look for similar effects in patients with COVID-19. This groundwork is important so that we know what we're actually looking for within the COVID-19 patients. If we can then establish that it can affect the brain, it would then be logical to study if there's any sort of lasting damage on cognition or brain function in general post-recovery. And that is what this study aimed to do, that I done myself. We used a modified Corsi memory task. It just is pretty much like Simon says. It showed it lit up circles and you had to repeat the pattern exactly. It showed randomized from 4 circles lit up in a pattern to 8. And we compared people who had suffered from COVID-19 and had since recovered and people who had not had it at all. Hopefully we would see a difference between the groups in the scores of these tests, the memory scores. However, we did not find that there was any major difference in scores when comparing the COVID-19 sufferers from people who hadn't had it before. It could mean that there is either, on average, no lasting damage to the cognition of the patient, of course, unless they suffered like a stroke or something, or it could mean that short-term memory is not affected in such a way. Thank you.